Hi. I was muted. Hi. I found them from Silva Gunner, a excellent YouTuber.
Zach,
Can't
let's get
overdo
back
the
to
dingles.
hotel.
Even
First
October, they won't have the
then
effect.
Becky.
Gotta be
Now
careful.
Diane. I'm not looking forward to writing this investigation
At least for
report.
the jump scare ones. The other ones you can do
Agent
whatever.
Morgan. York. Do you have a moment?
Yeah.
What is it, George?
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Do you have any time later?
Can't we just do it here?
If possible, I'd like to go to a bar. Of course, we don't really have to.
A bar? Now that sounds like a good idea. Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, let's
We can
go.
drinking with George, or turn him down and head back to the hotel.
No, let's go. Let's go for a drink. There's no reason not to. He's had a rough time. He unintentionally, allegedly, killed
George, that scar on
two
your
girls.
cheek. Where did you get it?
This? Didn't I tell you? Well, it's not from work. I got it when I was a kid.
A childhood injury. Tree climbing? I used to get a few scrapes myself climbing the big tree in our backyard. I used to climb it a lot. And fall out of it a lot.
This wasn't anything like that, though. It was my mother. She did it.
I'm sorry, George.
Don't worry. It's ancient history. The world is flooded with unreasonable violence. The strong overpower the weak, adults over children, men over women, and criminals over their victims.
Boop. Also, just want to
No
point
memories of
out,
my father.
8
He left
songs
before I knew
now.
him. My mother would hit me every time I asked why. And it didn't stop there. If I ate too slow,
I don't know what you're talking
left
about,
my shoes
Isaac.
scattered around, TV volume too loud, she found reasons to hit me. Hit me bad. The worst was what she called the tree punishment. She'd whip my back with these thin tree branches like a whip.
Please, Mama. I won't do it again. That hurts, Mama. I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry.
Tree punishment was
Hey,
definitely
Isaac.
the worst, I tell you. Just hearing those words used to make me shiver and want to pass out. And that's why I didn't want to show you those scars on my back. Every time after the tree punishment, she'd always say the same thing. This is hurting the tree more than it is hurting you. And me, being a naive, dumb kid, I believed her. I went to the woods to apologize to the trees.
I mean, that explains, like, his entire character.
I kept asking myself, why is she hurting me this way? I thought long and hard about it. In the end, I've just figured I'm weaker than her. That's why. It's the law of Mother Nature at work. The strong eat the weak.
But now, you have the power to protect the weak.
That's right. Perhaps I should thank my mother for guiding me.
A lot of
in this
older
life.
people are like that, Bippy.
York. I've been an arrogant fool, haven't I? And if it weren't for me, both Becky and Diane would still be alive. I could have saved them both. It's almost like they died because of me.
You're out of your
Becky,
mind.
yeah. Diane,
I invited you to this bar for a drink. But I guess this bar is my confession chamber, and I wanted you to listen. And to tell you, well, you must already hate me for causing all these problems, not following your orders. York, I'm sorry. I'll follow your orders from now on.
Gotta
You'll
get
have my
closer to the mic
total
for this
cooperation.
one.
George, you've been as cooperative as you can be. You even invited an FBI guy to a bar for drinks. You've done a good job protecting this town, and the folks here respect you for that. Nobody can blame you for anything.
Thanks. I do feel a little better.
See, like, this game is goofy, and it's not all there, but it definitely has a good story and good characters to match. Like, George just went
Since
deep.
we're here, why don't you talk to a few other people? I'll just finish off my drink. Let me know before you leave, okay?
Like, I am invested. And it's unfortunate that we're going to have to take a pretty decently sized break after tonight.
Hey, Carol. Becky is dead. Diane, too.
Carol's next.
We've got Nick in custody as a suspect.
Nick didn't do it.
I know. Carol, you took a locket from Diane, didn't you? A locket with this mark on it.
You hold it away from her, then she can't see it.
I'm busy, gotta go.
You know, when you're on stage singing a, quote, sexy song, you can't look like you gotta take a shit. You can't have that.
Behind the doorways, they should see us. I am stealing haze from the night, much space. I dream of feet like prisoner. You are conscious of my innocence. Everyone's just written out to know life is but a dream.
This, how do you still have this job? Oh, what's wrong with them? The small town, yeah, not a lot of options. Yeah. Well, he's goth. It just looked like he didn't sleep. Okay, now you can talk to me, because now you don't gotta. My brother's at the sheriff's department, isn't he? Poor guy having to watch over Nick, who didn't even do anything. Okay, I guess that's the end of that conversation. Can I sing a little? Can I sing? Can I sing me a song? You're the piano man? Sing me a song tonight? Okay, I guess not. Hi, George.
Sorry to keep you waiting, boys.
Zach, Emily is already a goddess
Good number
of the
for
forest.
chat? Apparently not.
Let's forget work for a bit and drink a little, shall we?
Okay, you can do that with a
Why is she
t-shirt,
here?
but okay.
I just thought the more the merrier. You know, to relax and get loose. Is this a problem?
No, of course not. Pardon me, Emily, but I'm pooped. I think I'll just call it a night.
George, I just got here and you're walking out on me? I was hoping the three of us could have a drink and let out a little steam.
I'm afraid I've already had enough. And I already had a good man-to-man with York. So I'll see you guys.
Feel like he'd sing like Sinatra. It'd more be like
I think George likes you.
Sinatra's
avoiding
like
you all
a
at the same time.
Sinatra is like a I'm dreaming. Like I feel like he like York could be like I'm dreaming. You know, he'd have like that like
How
is it,
astute.
yeah?
There's a reason?
Nothing worth going into. It's a thing of the past.
The fuck is Josh Groban?
Okay. He did ask me out when I first came to town. I was still in high school. But I never really considered him my type. And there's the age gap thing, too. I respect him, of course. I wouldn't have taken this job otherwise.
Goth.
So, did you move to this town alone?
Of course not. I came with my parents.
Tell me about them then.
Sure, why not? My dad dealt in stocks in New York. He was hardly at home when I was a kid, always working.
I feel like I just got forced
Those
into a
pieces
date.
of paper were far more important to him than I was. Which is no different now, really. I don't see much of him. My mother? Totally different story. A wonderful person that I still respect. She was always kind and understanding. Not only that, but she would always help me find my way.
Which things
She could
when?
be
I don't
fierce,
drink.
too, scolding me if I took a wrong step. We had our battles, sure, but all in all, she was a wonderful mother.
Past tense?
Yeah, she's gone now. Cancer, just before I graduated high school. She gave this to me just before she died. I take it with me wherever I go. It's what I treasure most.
Oh, you work for Nook too?
I'm sure she's very proud of you.
Having forced a new date wasn't that bad. Now we just need to force you into a date with a plant.
I had a good time tonight. Good night,
See you tomorrow.
York.
Yes.
Standing in the rain.
Please, don't lie to us, okay?
I won't. Don't worry. I won't.
I'd fuck a plant lady. You should watch the show on Netflix called Tuca and Birdie. It's not a good show, but it has a plant lady in it. Wait, where's my car? Did my car get yoinked? Maybe it's over here. If it got yoinked, it would have gotten yoinked at the sheriff's department. Wait, I thought that's what this building was. I guess not. A record player. Hottest weekend of the summer so far, and I see that mostly. It works but barely, so we're eating plants we eating the plants tonight, boyos? Why are you eating the plants? What happened to plant? What? I haven't played Spirit of the North. I'm thinking of getting it. Spirit of the North is that Fox game, right? We played it on stream. It wasn't good. Pants? Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck pants. Who needs them? Not plants. We were talking about plants, so. Brain autocorrects. Went the wrong way a little bit. Doing not good how? Low quality and literally soft locked the game at a point because the checkpoint didn't happen. Yeah, the car's just gone. Can I take this car? I don't know, you can watch the VODs. They might be available still. It wasn't too long ago. I don't
Zach,
think
is there
I
something here that
uploaded
you want
it
to
to
check
YouTube
out?
though.
Well, I'll join you if you like, but I do need to get that report written. Once you're finished, let's head back to the hotel.
And the car's just gone, I guess. That's fine. I'm not gonna use a flare for it. And no biggie. Chat, what's up? I'm including myself.
No, nothing. Just my imagination.
What? What? Okay, that was a little weird, but that's okay. You would care because every time I look at you, I smile. As long as we don't have flash on. I'm 70% sure that I'm not a camera. I may or may not have camera functionality. Although, I may or may not also forget to take the lens cap off every day. What if human beings just had a camera like permanently inside of their chest?
Zach, let's go over our progress. From what Olivia told us, and the sketchbook we found at Becky's house, Nick and Diane became our primary suspects. There were a couple of reasons for this. First, Becky gave the missing locket to Diane. Also, Nick has no alibi for when Anna and Becky were killed. We followed Nick to the art gallery, which led us, unfortunately, to our third victim. The third victim, Diane, was strung up in the entrance hall of the art gallery. Her hands were tied and a knife was sticking out of her chest. However, there was a marked difference from the previous crimes.
Do you remember what that was, Zach?
It was right after the crime. What? I don't know.
That's right. Diane was still alive.
That was Becky.
This suggests that very little time had passed since the crime was committed. Which means the criminal was still close by. It was someone near the scene. There are two possible candidates. Nick, who was knocked out in the entrance, and one other. Zach, who was the other person in the gallery?
Case. Could have been George.
That's right. Kaysen.
I know they're like, I don't know. It could have been George. I guess he doesn't have the tattoo.
Kaysen's statement came out
I
as
feel like the
follows.
only people in the whole town are confirmed
Diane
not the
were in a
killer
physical
is
relationship.
Nick and
That was why
Thomas
he
because
visited
they
the
were with
gallery.
us, you know?
The two were in the middle of such a meeting when Nick
Or not Nick, sorry. Emily and Thomas
Diane lost
because
her
they were
cool
with
and shut
us.
Kaysen up in the basement. Now, what did Kaysen hear when he was locked up?
Footsteps of boots.
That's it. The sound of boots passing by. Nick was wearing
Nice
boots that day,
nihilist.
which means it was likely that Diane met with Nick in her room. Nick
Was
said he
I'm the
argued
killer? It's
verbally
okay, I
with
won't
Diane
snitch
about
on you.
playing around with men, but they eventually decided to go out drinking to make up. However, immediately after that, Nick was attacked by someone in the entrance hall and knocked unconscious. We saw the rest. Zach, do you think that Nick is our serial killer?
Why was Nick's face all black? I think Nick is our serial killer. I feel like there's not enough information. I'm gonna say I don't know.
Me too.
Boy
Usher sent in a
Bastards,
report,
anyone
too.
played? Nope, haven't played, but I've
He
seen
found a
it. You
large
should
volume
ask
of red
Chris
seeds
Fox.
in
I know he's
Diane's
played
stomach.
it. I think it was Chris.
This confirms her as a victim of the raincoat killer. Remaining leads. There is the locket, which is in Carol's possession. The man with the tattooed back. And the upside down peace sign.
Or no, it wasn't Chris. Never mind. You should ask Klaus.
There's a lot left to answer. I hope the coffee will give us more guidance tomorrow.
I've been looking at Summer and Mara. I think we might do that at some point. This is on the
Zach,
Switch.
what did
Yep.
you think about George pouring his heart out? I was surprised. It's the end of a monarchy. And he called me York instead of Agent Morgan.
Someone just knock on the door. Yeah. Hi.
Emily? What's going on? Do you know what time it is?
I'm sorry. I couldn't sleep, so I was drinking alone.
My mother was a very kind woman. She always smiled so brightly. Baked cakes and cookies every day.
Why is she still wearing the dress?
She'd say that I needed the sugar because I spent so much time thinking. My father was always quiet. We never talked much. He was a federal agent, just like me. And he was hardly ever at home. The only words he ever had for me were harsh ones. I had a vivid imagination, and I remember he once said this to me. There are plenty of crazy things in this world. You don't have to go dreaming them up. And it's my job to make sense out of them. One day you'll understand what I'm saying. I found out later that my father was one of the first to ever use criminal profiling to catch bad guys. And so now I'm doing exactly the same job that he did. Like father, like son.
I think it does
ask you
0.
Something.
Shoot.
Mind if it's something personal?
Fire away.
Who's Zach?
Zach is a friend of mine.
Oh, so you do have friends.
Yeah. He's my only friend.
What kind of person is he then?
Well, I've never seen his face. But he's always with me, and we discuss everything.
When did you become friends?
A long time ago. Back when I was a child.
Oh. So I was right.
I was 7. I woke up one morning to hear my mother crying in the living room. This wasn't normal, so I headed in to see her. My father was there pointing a gun at my mother. I was so scared. I closed my eyes, so I don't remember much more. But I do remember the words my father said to me. At times we must purge things from this world because they should not exist, even if it means losing someone that you love. When I came back to my senses, they were both dead. He shot my mother and then killed himself.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Zach's with me. It was around that time that we became friends. I'm here. I'm with you, he said. I'll be here always. We can get through this together. Quite aside from that terrible scene in front of me, that voice seemed to make me calmer. And here we are, working together, getting through things. This is the first time I've ever told anyone about this.
It is a DID.
I wonder if Zach will get angry.
That's a sad story. But I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I'm sure there was a reason for what your father did.
I know. I think maybe I became an agent to find out why he did what he did.
Yes, Theodore.
Oh yeah, York. I forgot to thank you.
Thank me? For what?
You saved my life. If you didn't save me at the gallery, I would have died along with Diane.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
What did you just say? Useless? I was never expecting to hear you say that. Huh. There might be a modest guy in you after all.
Finally, you noticed? You're a little slow, aren't you?
Maybe hopeless, but not useless.
I told you, Theo. This game is good.
Zach,
I'll expect the
do you think
best
Emily got home
comments, Mecca.
safely? Anyway, I
How you
think it's
doing,
more
dude?
serious of a situation than I thought. Do you remember? Our conversation with Emily. She's really interested in you. I think she's starting to have certain feelings for you. If that's the case, Zach, you and I are rivals.
I didn't
This
do
is
anything,
a very
man.
serious situation indeed. Well, if it comes to that, let it be a fair fight. Agreed?
This game is good. It's just like weird. It's a weird, but it's good.
Thomas!
It's just it's a whole thing.
Let me out of here! Come on, please! Just for a moment. 1 second. Hate it in here, Thomas. I think I'm going mad.
Been in there for one night.
There! Come on, please!
Been one night.
Thomas! 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 Thomas!
I wish there was a line where one of the other unnamed prisoners was just like, "Shut the fuck up! Go to bed! It's fucking 3 a.m. Shut up!" You know? What the fuck? What the fuck? Wait, what? Wait, rewind, what? Wait, hang on. Bring it back. Bring it back now, y'all. What? He's crying, but there was a picture of what? First off, who is that tall lady? Second off, what was that picture? Huh? What? Hang on, I'm gonna save and then I'm gonna restart the game. Cause I'm gonna restart the game real quick. Cause I'm noticing glitches with like both audio and like weird eyes on multiple characters. So I'm gonna reset the game. I also kinda gotta go pee, but like it's only been 30 minutes. Only been 30 minutes, but like I really gotta pee. Let's take a super short pee break. Like a miniature. Like it won't even be 5 minutes. It's gonna be the tiniest pee break you've ever seen.